Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Julia De Janeiro, Marketing Manager for CoolBot, and Patty Parsons, one of the founders of the almighty CoolBot and the longest tenured employee. We'll be hearing a brief history of how the CoolBot came to be and why CoolBot customer support continues to be at an elite level, even in times of the pandemic and challenging supply chains. Patty, you are not only a leader in the CoolBot customer support, but a founder of the CoolBot itself. Can you give us a short story on how the CoolBot came to be?
Ron Kosla, my friend, and at that point, a farmer in New Paltz, New York, invented the CoolBot. And for about a year, I saw an air conditioner, many different air conditioners in his cooler. And it went through a lot of changes. But basically it was a spliced wire with a bare light bulb hanging in front of an air conditioner. And sometimes it worked great, sometimes it would be frozen solid, sometimes it wouldn't be cool at all. And I watched him do that for about a year. And finally, one time he said to me, I figured it out. I know how to make this air conditioner run colder. All I need is someone is backing to take it to market. And so I backed him up. And I was in catering at the time, and I figured that every caterer could use this product. And we do have a lot of caterers now using it.
That's pretty incredible. Patty, you've been with the team and considered the CoolBot guru. What keeps you getting up in the morning to work with customers on technical support, planning coolers, ordering CoolBots or CoolBot Pros, and turnkey CoolBot coolers?
Oh, it is. I work with so many DIYers. So everybody, all of our customers are so creative in some way or another. Some of them have their own businesses that are just different and exciting and things I never would have thought of. And it's always fun to talk to people about their orchard or their mortuary or their hunting cabin, and it's a lot of fun to hear the different applications that people have for the CoolBot. And it's every single phone call is just incredibly different, and I'm always learning from my customers also.
Are there any stories or experiences that stand out over the last 15 years?
Oh, food banks have got to be my favorite, my passion. It really does a lot of good for my soul when I hear that CoolBot kept all this produce cold and we served 1,000 families this week. When I hear stories like that, it really makes me happy. That's why the CoolBot was invented, to help feed people.
I'd like to sort of explore the product itself from its initial beginnings into what it is now. Can you kind of break down the technical components and just the evolution and how it's improved over the course of your time with the CoolBot?
Oh, yes. So the CoolBot is a thermostatic controller that you attach to a regular window air conditioner or a mini split, and it will force that air conditioner to run as cold as a refrigerator compressor. It can't freeze. And you set the temperature you want on the CoolBot, and you leave it for a couple hours, and your cooler will come right down to temperature and stay within a couple of degrees. There's a slight variation, just like on your thermostat in your house, but it will hold that refrigerator temperature in just a well-insulated space with the right air conditioner. So it's very inexpensive, much less expensive than a refrigerator compressor, and way less expensive to run than a refrigerator compressor. It uses far less electricity. And it doesn't mind being turned off, and refrigerator compressors don't like that. So if you're a seasonal business, you can shut it off for a few months, or if a lot of farmers only go use it on the weekends when they're going to farmers markets, it's fine. They can leave it shut off for 5 days and then turn it back on. This system doesn't mind being turned off and on. And in the last few years, we've had the CoolBot Pro, which is the CoolBot that's Wi-Fi enabled, which is great. it will send you text or email alerts depending on how you want to set it up. So you will know if someone has left the door open on your cooler, and you'll know in time to go save your product in plenty of time. It will send you a text and that will say, hey, your cooler is warmer than it should be. And you can go explore it and figure out why.
Do you have an estimate on how many CoolBot or CoolBot Pros have been sold in your tenure?
We are over 90,000 now.
Wow. And to all reaches and stretches of the world, I imagine.
Oh, almost every country. Yes, I've learned where Vanuatu is, and I've learned that in Uzbekistan, DHL will ship a CoolBot they'll hire a bicycle messenger to take a CoolBot up in the mountains to a remote farm. Yes, we have CoolBots in Nepal and all over the African continent. We have CoolBots in most countries.
Wow. Turning back to customer support for a second, what do you think is the most, I guess, or the biggest challenge that you face on a daily basis?
I'd say just people who don't read directions.
Human nature.
The CoolBot is really basic. It's really simple. If people just look at the diagram, they can usually figure it out. But everythth is just a matter of listening. Our customers call and we listen. We have a great team now. It's not just me. There's 4 people on our customer support team. We take phone calls all day, and we not only talk about how people can build a cooler or set up a cooler, but also if they're having a problem, if something has been set up wrong, or people have questions about the product still these days, and we're happy to answer.
Okay, so this is the part where we turn the tables a little bit and review or report back on some of the feedback that you've received to get your reaction in real time. So this one is just from December of last year from Valerie. Kudos to Patty. When she is back, Patty and anyone else that has worked behind the scenes on getting the correct AC unit delivered has done so with kindness and has acted very quickly. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Valerie.
It's our friend. I've never met her, but she's one of our friends.
Yeah. I imagine you build relationships with people over the course of time, just given the nature of what you do and the personalization of it.
Oh, yes. I have more customers' phone numbers in my cell phone, my personal cell phone, than I do friends.
That's amazing. Here's another one from August of last year. I'm writing this email as included in the box was attached a handwritten note from Patricia. I therefore wanted to thank her for not only the additional sensors and switching the settings to Celsius, but especially for the personal note, all of which created and encapsulated an abundant care. Really love the feel from this business.
Great. That was one that went overseas when CoolBots are going out of the country. We ship them with a couple extra sensors because it takes so long in case they ever have something break down. And that's the one thing that they couldn't get locally. And yeah, I like to include a little note. Hi, we're here. We're real.
Clearly goes a long way.
Yes.
Concise compliment for Patty. Awesome service.
That's why I get up in the morning.
There you go. One more. Your customer service is the smartest, quickest, best customer service in existence.
We try to answer the phones if we're already on a call. We almost always return our calls within 15 minutes.
And we have just one more question for you. If you could sum up your approach to customer support in one sentence, what would this phrase be?
Caring about the customers.
Awesome, Patty. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure hearing your history with the company. I personally have never been on a team where one of the founding members is still so active with our customer base, and it shows in all the reviews and honestly how well our sales perform. So thank you tremendously for everything you've done for all things CoolBot and for taking the time to chat with us today.